Change the way you speak for my American comfort. This is why we won the Revolutionary War.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dr. What? In this double feature, I'm Jeannette Chen.
And I'm Sara Trainer.
And I just finished crying my eyes out. The whiplash of the last episode and then sitting down to watch this episode, I was not prepared.
I think that it is a perfect encapsulation of what watching Doctor Who is like. You have some weird shit with like some bad CGI and nothing makes sense. And then the next episode, you just get stabbed in the heart. Like, that's Doctor Who in a nutshell.
Emotional car wreck.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh my god! Don't do that!
Sorry, that was bad. Well, speaking of car wrecks, the title of this episode, for those of you who don't know, this is episode 8, is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the audience right now.
Do we have... I've been checking our Spotify statistics, and the majority of our audience is female.
Oh, wow.
So... yeah, fuck you, I guess.
Well, happy Father's Day to all the women in the crowd.
Yes.
You know. But anyway, the episode Father's Day, here's the synopsis, as always, from TARDIS.fandom.com. Pete Allen Tyler, whose initials spell out Pat. Fun fact.
Fun.
I don't know if that's actually fun or just something that my brain came up with. Anyway.
It's really fun.
Pete Allen Tyler, the father of Rose and the husband of Jackie, died on the 7th of November, 1987, the day of Stuart Hoskins and Sarah Clark's wedding. Rose was just a baby at the time. Jackie told the young Rose that nobody was there for Pete when he died, and that the hit-and-run driver was never found. Now grown up, Rose asks the Ninth Doctor to take her to see him alive, but on a whim, ends up changing his fate, not realizing the consequences of such a paradox. After all, the Doctor has saved so many lives. What could the real consequences be over a man alive in the world who wasn't alive before? Dun dun dun.
Okay, yeah, I think that does a good job of describing the episode, but I also think it's difficult to get to the real emotional heart of it in just like a simple synopsis.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, do you want to get into the fun facts?
Mm-hmm.
I only have a couple here. They're from Anglophenia.
Okay.
This is Paul Cornell's first script for Doctor Who, having made his name with various Doctor Who novels.
Oh.
Including, and this will become relevant later, I was telling you this off mic, including Human Nature, which he later rewrote as the 10th Doctor two-parter, Human Nature, Family of Blood.
Oh.
For our listeners at home who have watched all of Doctor Who, you probably know these episodes. They're absolutely fantastic, and it's so unsurprising that it's the same guy that wrote this, because this episode is amazing.
Amazing.
So apparently, I think he co-wrote it with Russell T Davies. So Davies' original story had no extraterrestrial presence, so Cornell introduced the flying monsters, calling them Reapers. He wanted them to look like the Grim Reaper, something close to Harry Potter's Dementors, only with scythes. And the production house, The Mill, who designed the Reapers, made their tails scythe-shaped in a hat tip to the original concept.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were pretty terribly done.
I was gonna say it.
Well, so I appreciated that they were called Reapers. I thought that was good. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the CGI, you take what you can get from it. But I digress.
All right, so the second fact, Paul Cornell was nominated for a Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation Short Form for this episode, and again, 2 years later, for Human Nature, the episode he wrote later on.
Deserve.
Both times he lost out to Stephen Moffat, who, his one-off episodes for Doctor Who are good, but when he becomes showrunner...
Dude.
I am gonna be throwing fits. I'm gonna be screaming, crying the entire time we go over that era.
Not even in a good way.
I have things to say. But anyway. those are the fun facts for this episode.
Wow.
So I feel like we both really liked this episode. I want to know first what your worst part was.
The worst part. I mean, it wasn't like the worst part of the episode by any means. Like, it was actually quite good, but it just broke my heart every time Pete and Jackie were like fighting. I was like, oh my god, like this, oh god. Actually, a lot of the, I'm gonna rescind that. I mean, that was terrible, but every time Rose like would say something to Pete and be like, oh, well, you don't even know, but I was like, girl, like, come on. I know you're 19 and like time travel is novel to you as a concept, but every time I wrote in my notes at least 4 times, like, you fucking idiot. What are you saying? Why are you saying this right now? Why are you doing this right now?
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, why are you doing, oh, you're just making it worse. What are you saying? What are you,
When she pulled out her cell phone and he, like, it just, like, nonchalantly, he's like, yeah, this is my phone, like, makes a call in 1987. Like, come on.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, literally, oh, it just hurt. It just hurt. And when she was like, oh, we're not even going to go there. That's like Bermuda Triangle. When he was like, oh, you know, I would take you, not...
Like, he was just like, you're, like, a pretty girl. Like, if I was your boyfriend, I'd appreciate you.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, God. Like, girl, he doesn't fucking know. Like, I know it's gross to you. I'm not saying that incest is, but I just...
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. I feel like they kind of, like, dumbed her down a bit for the episode to work.
I agree.
And it didn't ruin the episode by any means, and I feel like a lot of the mistakes she made were like emotional and like made sense for her character and made sense in that moment, because who else wouldn't? Like, you're watching your dad die in front of you, like, of course you would want to save him. It makes sense.
100%.
But yeah, like when she's like talking on the phone and like saying certain things, it's like that. I can't see anyone really making a mistake like this, and I know that Rose isn't stupid.
Yeah,
so
especially with what we saw in the last episode with Adam, like, making all these trip-ups. You'd think there'd be some level of awareness there, but...
Yeah.
That's really a minor complaint for me, because the whole episode worked for me.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked it. I would say worst part for me was... We talked about it a few minutes ago, but the aliens, the Reapers.
Yeah.
Like that they're called Reapers, like the concept behind it, but like, I don't know. I feel like the emotional core of the episode is what like really matters, and it would have stayed intact had they just like gone with like something more simple.
Yeah.
Like if they literally had just like people and like weird like cloaks or whatever with like scythes or something, like... That would have worked. They didn't need to be, like, flying aliens that were, like, rah.
Yeah. I think we didn't even need to see them,
Honestly, yeah.
I think it would have been better if they had, like, we had just heard sounds and they were, like, invisible, or they were, like, just dark shapes. Because I don't know if I would have liked, like, people in robes with scythes. I think that would have been a little too much for me.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah.
But, something... that was one of the problems with the Slitheen, like, when they were revealed.
Yeah,
like, they were way better when they were kept a secret, and it was just, something terrible.
Yeah.
If they had done something like that with the Reapers, I think that would have been better.
Because the build up to the Reapers is also fantastic. Like, you're seeing the, like, red filter.
That was a little much for me.
Yeah, no, I get that. But it's like, you know that there's something alien there through that filter, and people are disappearing.
Especially
and, like,
the playground scene. Was really... That was really good.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then it's just kind of like this weird flying CGI alien, which it's Doctor Who.
And when it eats the guy's
Doctor
dad,
Who.
like, it literally just goes... Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah,
like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. Are you ready to go over the best part? Is there even a single best part? Or?
Actually, one more thing I want to say. This is actually the worst thing about the episode, which I think will then segue into what the best stuff about the episode was. I picked up another stupid ape. That was totally out of pocket. Like,
oh my God.
That was a crazy thing to say. Absolutely insane.
Dude, here's the thing, though. They know exactly how to hurt each other at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He, like, to call her a stupid ape and to be like, you're just like any other human, going back to, like, the things that he was saying to her in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And then her being like, I know how sad you are. Like, you're going to come crawling back to me. Like, that was crazy.
Her expression when she heard him call her name and she turned around and smiled at him, that was insane. That was crazy.
I wrote down slut, like, in all caps. Like, we were just talking about how in the last episode he's making eyes at her, he looks like a slut. They are so slutty. They're so slutty.
I literally, in this episode, like, when she says I'm sorry and then he, like, touches her face,
my God,
I grabbed Sarah's arm. I was like, no, no, they're not doing this right now. And then they just hugged and I was like, thank God. Like, I don't know what I would have done if, like, something happened, but yeah, I don't know. That, I know it's in line with the Doctor's character, like, he does say shit like that about humans, but it's always reads so out of pocket to me because, like, ape is, like, so charged. I'm like, that is a... Why would you say that? Yeah. But it does illustrate, though, what I think was one of the best parts of the episode, which was the Doctor and the way he feels about Rose. Because, I mean, they did spell it out for you during the, like, at the end of the episode when Jackie's dad. Whoa, scary. When Rose's dad is like, the Doctor figured it out, but was trying to spare me. He was trying to spare you, but I have to go run in front of the car. That's not what he said, but you know, I've got to off myself now. I've got to die. That was just beautifully done. Like, on Eccleston's part, like the writer's part, you could see the exact moment that he figured out what to do, and he lied to her. And the entire episode, letting her go and see her dad die, like, it just shows the breadth of feeling that he has for her because it's going against his own code. But he'll do it for Rose.
The concept of it, because up until this point, he's like, oh, I can't have, like, Mickey traveling with me. Your mom's not invited because that's domestic. I don't want anything domestic happening. And in the third episode, you know, she's coming out in this beautiful dress and he's like, you're beautiful for a human. But now he's in so deep that he would break the laws of time. Just so she can, like, be with her dad when he dies. There is no other purpose for it. It's not an adventure. Like, oh my God. I like, their relationship, they are just so enmeshed in each other. They know just how to hurt each other. They know just what the other needs.
They enable each other. Enable each other.
And I love it. I eat it up.
Nom, 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 nom. Yummy. But it's, like... He could have put a stop to it the minute the episode started. Because she said, I want to go, you know, see my dad. But if it's against some laws or, like, some code, we don't have to do it. And he said, no, we could do it. When was it? But,
your wish is my command. Your wish is
my command, but be careful what you wish for, as if that makes it any better.
Oh, like, yeah.
He could have said no. But he wanted to do right by her. He wanted to do something for her. Like, even letting her have another go at it.
Yeah, that's
which was the craziest thing.
Yes. Because I feel like, I don't know, man, I have so many fucking feelings. Like, he knows that it's the wrong thing to do. Like, their past selves are right in front of them. If Rose so much as, like, brushes her arm against her past self, it's over. And he just says, like, you gotta be careful. Like, you know that's not enough. You just you're obsessed with her. You're in love with her. Like, I can't.
The line that she says, where it's like, I'm sorry you're not the most important man in my life anymore.
Oh my God.
That had me screaming, crying, throwing up. That was crazy. Why would they do that to us?
Dude, no, okay.
Why would they do that?
My mom, and she's probably listening to this, so hi, Mom.
Didn't you hear she went up the road to go to the bank? There's pizza in the fridge if you want some.
She listened to the first episode and called me and was like, among other things, many of which were stop cursing, but she was also like, yeah, like, you know, you were talking about that ick factor with Rose and the Doctor and their age gap, and like, doesn't she have daddy issues? Like, I remember that being a big part of her character. Like, maybe she has dad. And she just like went on about Rose's daddy issues, and I was like, oh, We're gonna get into them come episode
Father's
8.
Day. Father's Day.
Oh God, man.
That was crazy. I just want to... There's just so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
So much.
One thing that I do want to point out is the fact that the life that she creates, when she's telling her dad, you were always there for me, you always read me bedtime stories, we went to the picnic, whatever, you were always there when I needed you. That is something that is reflected in the Doctor. Because the Doctor is always there when she needs him.
Always.
Always. So that is something that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Man. And it just...
Freudian implications.
The Freudian implications. Oh, God. Where am I in Dr. Chu's mythology class?
I mean, no, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the Kool-Aid that Russell T Davies is, pumping into my arm with an IV, because I am watching it, and, you're aware of that, but you're just sucked in by their, chemistry, the way they fight, the way that they, look at each other. It's just, oh my God.
It's crazy.
Man. It goes deeper than just cute little romance. It's they are everything that the other lacks in life. And you can't have all your needs fulfilled by a single person, but they are trying.
Man. I still keep coming back to the fact that, even I figured it out, I don't know, not even 10 minutes into the episode that Rose's dad had to die, to figure everything out. I think I even said to you, I was the car's back because he has to be killed.
I loved that in the episode, how the car, they would always focus back. Yep.
And it's such the obvious solution, but the way that the Doctor is so soft on Rose that he can't bear to actually go... And he lies to her. He's like, I don't have a plan. I don't have any idea what to do, but I'm going to try. It's because he didn't have any idea what to do without hurting her.
Yep.
Which is it makes me feel crazy.
It's crazy.
It makes me feel crazy.
Also, when this is another incredibly high point in the episode, when he's talking about the couple that's going to get married.
Yes.
And he's 2 a.m. on a street corner getting a taxi home, and he's of course I'll save you, you are important. And even
I've never had a life like that.
Even earlier on in the episode, he calls Rose a stupid ape and is shitting on humanity and all of that, but those little moments, you can tell that, one, he loves humanity, but also, two, his love for Rose shines through in that moment, because that in previous episodes would be a Rose moment, because Rose is always the one who's talking to people and caring about them, wanting to know about their lives, but now it's the Doctor, and the way that they change each other, the way that just the power that people have over each other, and the power
amazing.
that relationships have, it's great. It's great.
It's amazing. Man, it was so good. And you can see Rose's childhood shattering when she sees her parents fighting. All of the little lies that Jackie told her when she was a kid. It was beautiful. It was beautiful because it was never going to be like what Jackie told her, right? It was never going to be, oh, he was perfect. He was so clever. He was a businessman. He was, and the breaking of that illusion, but then Rose, still, them all coming together at the end and still loving each other, even though Pete and Jackie were at each other's throats the entire episode. At the end, it just makes you think of how much time you don't have, how little time that we have. So why spend it being mean and nasty and then to go on and spend it being kind and maybe making up lies a little bit.
Yeah.
But to make the world better in some way, right? Jackie could have been yeah, your dad was a piece of shit and he died.
Yeah.
But that's no way to raise a kid.
No.
And I just think that's a really beautiful thing about humanity is, once you see that you don't have much time left, then you can change your behavior and try and make things better. But I don't know. That's something that really gets me.
Absolutely. That fight, man, was so layered and devastating, because in however many minutes that fight took, Rose just saw everything about her parents and their relationship.
That was crazy. It was hit after hit.
Yeah, and she's just standing there how the hell do you heal from that? It is devastating. Nobody should ever have to know that.
No. And not all at once, also.
Yeah.
Like,
And to be, like, accused by your mother who raised you of, like, having an affair with your dad and then, like, thinking, oh, wait, my dad has had, like, affairs. And, like, it's just, fuck, man. It's so devastating. The whole episode was just, like, hit after hit for Rose. Like, by the end of it, I like, the amount of trauma to, like, watch your dad die in front of you several times. Fuck. Sorry, I keep cursing. My mom's gonna be upset.
it's okay. She's at the bank right now.
She's at the bank, yeah.
She's just going up the road. Fridge, yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Sarah's mom, for hosting us in your Doctor Who basement.
I like how you didn't dox her. I totally would have given her full name and social security number. Like,
well, I mean, I don't think we've exhausted what was so great about this episode by any stretch of the imagination, but I would love to, unless you have something else to say, like right now, forever hold your peace or whatever they say at weddings, you know.
I do have something to say,
okay.
But it's kind of like a random little thing, and I don't know if you want me to like save it towards the end because we have a good flow going.
Okay, so what I was going to say is maybe because this episode was so good and there wasn't really just like one this was my favorite thing, maybe we can talk about, like, funniest things of the episode. Like, what did we find? You know what I mean? Like, we could do... Because there were some moments that I thought were, you know, while I wasn't crying, I was like, oh, actually, that's kind of hilarious. And I wanted to know if you had any moments like that.
I mean, the Rickroll, not to steal
Rickroll
your...
was crazy.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. I mean, where were they? They were in the house or something? Or they were in the car?
They were in the car.
Yes, they were in the car. And Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up started playing. And I was like, wow.
The little, like, ways that they, like, make it known that it's the 80s are, like, really funny. Like, when they first, like, land there and they get out of the TARDIS and it's this, like, emotional moment. Her dad is dying and whatever. And it's just, like, some, like, 80s synth pop, like, playing in the background.
Yeah, it was, like, the Bangles or, like, Berlin or something playing in the background. I'm like, oh, is that,
Like you said, it's 1987. We don't need to, like...
I don't know, Jackie's hair.
She rocked it.
She slayed.
That is a woman that is suited for the 80s.
Literally.
Like, she killed it.
Agree. I also loved, this isn't really like a funny moment for me, but when Mickey shows up.
Baby Mickey.
Like, and you'd think that Sarah would be the one saying this since they're Mickey Defense Squad, but that was crazy awesome. I was like, oh my god, he's so little.
Dude.
I loved that.
Mickey! He's so cute.
Also, Christopher Eccleston. Ms. Doctor, I saw your butch turtle. I saw your butch V-neck. I saw it, your little green V-neck underneath that leather jacket. I saw it.
I think we should provide some context as to what you're referencing.
Yes, we should, because I think I said it last episode and we didn't cover it, but I don't know. I've been obsessed. There was this Tumblr post that I saw that was based off an interview that Christopher Eccleston gave where he talks about feeling more like femme, and, you know, he's always been cast in these, like, macho, like, really kind of, you know,
manly
masculine roles, but he doesn't feel that way at all.
Yeah.
He feels kind of, you know,
androgynous
like, or femi, and somebody responded to, like, reblogged it and put, I see you, Ms. Doctor. I saw you in your leather coat, like in your leather jacket, and I've been obsessed with that phrase.
I can't unsee it now. Whenever, like, the Doctor and Rose are, like, looking at each other or fighting, I'm like, this is my favorite lesbian couple.
It
like,
makes it so
layered.
I mean,
the layers.
I am a firm believer of 10 being a lesbian as well. Like, I think that I think that it flows. I think that he's kind of gender fluid. Like, he's either a twink or he's either a butch lesbian. You know what I mean? Like, all the scenes with him and Jack Harkness, he's a twink.
Twink,
you know,
and girl twink. Twink and gwink. These are two...
The gwink!
These are genders that are like a Venn diagram. Mm-hmm. And, like, you can morph in between either of them. Mm-hmm. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, you don't get it. But that's the Doctor. Well, maybe not Christopher Eccleston. Christopher Eccleston is not twink at all. Christopher, okay. Like,
Christopher Eccleston is butch. Butch,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on each iteration.
Yeah, I would say 11 is definitely like a fucking virgin. Anyway, we're not.
Matt Smith scares me because he has no eyebrows.
I can't even go into Matt's people can't see this side of me yet. People can't see my bitterness.
We'll wait.
I'm still in my positive, hee quirky kind of like phase. The second we go into Stephen Moffat's era, I'm gonna like tear.
You're gonna turn into a Slitheen, and you're gonna you're gonna emerge from your human suit.
The Greek chorus of Irish people in my head are like,
oh god,
screaming. Yeah, everyone from like that part of the world, they're all like in my head. They're yelling at me, the voices. They all have like different like little accents.
That's beautiful. That's a really that's an amazing world that you've just conjured of like the Irish Greek chorus that's in your head. That's really amazing. I think that we should put a window into your brain that activates with a snap.
Oh my god.
Or a click, as they said in the last
click
episode.
What is that, like a British thing? Do they say that? Do they not say snap?
I don't know, actually. We'll have to look that up.
That's fucked up if so.
Well, there was something that was really British in this episode. I think Rose says like, I have done, or like something like that. And I was like, ugh, that's so British. Like, what is wrong with you people? You're supposed to speak English correctly, and you have all these strange ways of saying things.
Hold on. Okay.
Yes.
According to r/AskUK, they typically say click, but snap is also sometimes used. But it's usually click. I don't like that. British people, stop.
Get some help.
Change the way you speak for my American comfort. This is why we won the Revolutionary War.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, nobody else calls it the Revolutionary War. It's okay.
Well, what do they call it?
I don't know. A mistake.
That's good. Well, anyway, was there anything else you wanted to say about the episode?
Yes, I wanted to talk about the score.
Yes.
Fucking fantastic.
It was so good.
It's like the soft piano sounds like a lullaby, and like at the end when he sacrifices himself, it like crescendos until the moment he dies, and then it's just silence.
Yes.
And it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing. There was one moment that I really noticed it, and I don't remember exactly when, but it did this thing where it was playing like very nicely, and then it crescendoed into like
the weird
like dissonance,
yeah,
which I thought was really great. Do you remember what part that was?
I think it would play like at certain moments, like when they would notice that something was off with like time and whatever, or like
that was quite good.
Yeah, I think especially when at the end when Rose's father realizes that like he has to die,
that was
looking at the car. Yeah,
that was definitely it. That was great. I'm a big fan of the usage of dissonance in like just in anything. Like, I'm a big fan of Dave Malloy's work. He does like musicals and stuff, but he uses a lot of dissonance in his stuff, that it symbolizing like interpersonal strife and like not getting along and like things that aren't the way they should be. And I think it's great. I think it's great.
Very much. The composer for Attack on Titan also does that. We're not going to go into the depth of my brain rot.
Just had to slide that one in there.
No, he does. He does do that. Hiroyuki Sawano. I'm sure I butchered that, but he is fantastic. He also he also composed for Kill La Kill.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, he's fantastic. And yeah, I would agree. I'm not gonna go more into it. I'm not gonna go more into my brain rot.
I know you're not. I just think it's funny that you're defending yourself like this very fervently because I didn't really even say anything. It's not even like, oh, this again. You just immediately had to jump to your own defense.
Nobody understands what I'm going through right now. Nobody gets me. Nobody understands. My brain is mush. You know what? Oh my god.
This brain is mush.
My brain is mush. It's leaking through my nose. My head is empty. It's just anyway, Doctor Who.
Doctor what?
Doctor what? When Doctor took when he took off the leather jacket.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing. I love his leather jacket. But when he takes it off, I feel like you're reminded of the fact that he kind of just looks like a guy wearing like a shirt and jeans.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much going on with his outfit except for the
Yeah.
jacket, but I did love the V-neck. Like, when
He looks good, for sure.
when he first took it off, I was kind of like, oh, like the hemming is kind of like the seams are a little
You
weird.
called it fugly, like, when we were watching it.
I did call it fugly. Well, because I wasn't really expecting it. Because the entire time I had kind of been reading it as like, nice, this like little
Butch
V-neck.
lesbian,
I also
yeah.
I didn't expect it to be long sleeve. I think I
Yeah.
expected it to be more like greaser, like short sleeve kind of sitch.
Yeah.
But it's grown on me. You know, I'm like, I would wear that. So I'm not going to call what I wear fugly. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it was a little fugly.
Well, I mean, I feel like if an outfit's like a little bit fugly, but not too fugly, then it just becomes like campy.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is very true.
It's just like bisexual wardrobe choices.
Sarah's wearing like 2 chains and like 4 earrings in each ear right now.
I got my second ear piercing at Claire's.
I noticed. It looks really good.
Thank you. They got infected for a little bit, but it's okay. Claire's got me a special cleaner.
Oh.
So yeah, no, they've got me. Get your ears pierced at Claire's, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a resounding. We're not sponsored, by the way. But Claire's,
Claire's,
if you'd
sponsor
like to
us.
sponsor us,
I'm gonna clear up your name. The infection was totally my fault, not your fault. It was like losing
100%.
pus and blood. Yeah. Anyway. I'm
Wow.
okay now. No, I used the Claire's cleaner and now I'm okay.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, speaking of Claire's, okay, Rose's hair,
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
She's wearing like random bobby pins and
Yes.
clips and has just kind of like stuck them at random points in her hair
Yeah.
and she looks like a mess, but like the hottest mess I've ever laid my eyes on. Like it is just so like I did that shit. When I had longer hair, I have short hair now, but when I had longer hair, I just had random butterfly clips and I would just kind of like put them in my hair, you know, to like make it like all spiky and stuff. Like she's so I love it.
She's everything.
She's everything. It looked amazing. It was so cute. Like the talent that goes into making someone look like purposefully messy.
Yeah.
The hairstylist did an amazing job.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else we want to talk about?
There's one more tiny little thing.
Yes.
There's always one more tiny
There's
little thing.
always one more tiny little thing.
I mean, how could there not be? This episode is fantastic.
It's true.
But when she saves her dad from the car crash and she's like, oh, like you're a lot, like, you know, she's like talking to him, you can see like her mascara is like smudged around her eyes, like it's like she's been crying.
Yeah.
And just the way that she's like smiling at him in like disbelief, but you still see like the mascara smudged from her tears. Like I think it does a great job of showing the depth of like the emotion here.
Yeah.
And how complex it is.
Yeah. Ugh. Of course, that entire time I was like, oh my god, doctor, like, why aren't you fucking stopping her right now? She's inviting herself to Sarah Clark's wedding.
Dude, he brought her to her parents' wedding. That was crazy.
That was crazy. Also, the fact that he couldn't even say Jackie's name.
He
like,
didn't know
that was
her name.
crazy.
How did they even get in there? How did like it was a really small wedding. Like
They were just standing in the back. Like,
they just like allowed a couple of randos to come to like their wedding.
you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it happens.
No, but yeah, no, he definitely enables her. He like brings her boy toys on the TARDIS and like
I just can't wait for the next episode.
oh,
Speaking
oh
of
my
boy toys.
god, the ultimate boy toy is gonna be coming on.
Oh my god.
The boy toy.
I know. I've been seeing clips. I know I shouldn't be watching them, but I've been seeing
I know, you
clips.
keep reblogging clips from like season 3, like Jeannette.
Sarah is the one who... So Sarah runs our Dr. What podcast Tumblr account. And Sarah loves to just send me random crap. Like, from that, like, doesn't have their own Tumblr. Just will send me random crap from our business Tumblr. Like...
I use it to like look up like never mind.
Literally-
That sounds shady. It's not.
Literally,
it's just...
they messaged me the other day. They're like, I can't keep falling back into the Tumblr rabbit hole. Like, I'm looking at Italia again.
No, it's not. I wasn't gonna say it. Guys, I'm so normal. I promise. I'm normal. You're
It's okay.
I'm normal.
It's fine. We all have that dirty little secret. You know, I used to run the APH England hate blog on Tumblr.
I remember that.
You remember that? People got so mad. They were like, I can't believe you're saying you hate APH England.
He's the worst character.
He is the worst. But
I respect that you like him, but
I don't.
you love him.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
I
do.
ran the hate blog.
Yeah, but like the way that you hate like the person that you love the most is how you
That
feel
is
about him.
misogynistic bullshit, and you know it. That's bullshit.
I don't think it is. You hate me so much right now. Okay.
Not as much as I hate APH England. But anyway, we'll catch you next time.
On Doctor What?
What?
Guys. Follow our Tumblr and our Instagram at Doctor What Podcast. I think the Instagram has periods in between each word. I'm a social media addict, so it's currently deleted off my phone. But you'll find it.
Just follow your heart.
Just follow your heart and you'll find it. That's like such a bad social media promotion, but like it has the same cover art as our podcast. I really thought we were gonna cry during this episode.
I cried. What are you talking about?
No, I mean like when I'm recording this.
Oh.
I was tearing up while watching it. Yeah, no, it was really emotional.
No, I didn't expect to cry while talking about it.
Yeah, but I didn't expect us to get so silly.
We're always silly. Doctor What?